It's midday in Nigeria. Welcome to Lunchtime Politics on Channels Television. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. First, the highlights. As more lashes trail President Tinubu's Chicago State University certificate, the leadership of the APC says the president neither has an identity problem nor does he need a reintroduction, but those in doubt should wait for the outcome of the Supreme Court judgment. Strong indications, former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo challenges African leaders to find homegrown solutions to the myriad of problems confronting the African continent. Plus, strong indications that the impeachment plot against the Ondo State Deputy Governor might have hit a brick wall as the state's chief judge declines order by the State House of Assembly directing him to set up a panel to probe the embattled Deputy Governor. We start off with a controversy surrounding the authenticity of the president's certificate from the Chicago State University in the United States. The Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi, has now joined the debate as well, and he is asking President Bola Tinubu to reintroduce himself to Nigerians. Mr. Obi, who addressed a news conference in Abuja, says that by virtue of his occupying the highest office in the land, President Tinubu no longer has a right to any privacy regarding his identity.
Having followed a prolonged identity crisis that recently played out in the American court system and the controversy surrounding the authenticity of the Chicago State University credentials of Chief Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I must confess I'm distressed as a Nigerian. Uninformed outsiders now see every Nigerian as a fraudster, certificate forger, or identity thief. I therefore respectfully and humbly call on him to immediately and personally mount the rostrum of his present high office to perform a simple task once and for all time. He should reintroduce himself to the nation he governs and to the world for avoidance of further doubt. He should let the world know his name, his nationality, his place of birth, his parentage, the primary and secondary school he attended with dates, as well as the actual universities he attended and certificates obtained. He should indicate clearly where and when he did his national youth service.
Meanwhile, the ruling All Progressives Congress has replied Mr. Peter Obi, saying President Bola Tinubu neither has an identity problem, nor does he need a reintroduction. According to a statement by the party's spokesperson, Mr. Felix Morka, the over 8 million Nigerians who voted for him know whom they voted and his academic performance. He adds that the Chicago State University had stated in its deposition that the president attended the school and graduated. Also speaking on our political program, Politics Today, the National Secretary of the party, Senator Ajibola Bashiru, asked Mr. Peter Obi to instead wait for the outcome of the suit he filed at the Supreme Court.
The registrar of the school admitted that Mr. Bola Tinubu, not Miss or Miss Bola Tinubu, attended Chicago State University. For any decent human being, I think that put paid to the issue. There were also evidence from Chicago State University that there were different formats for which diplomas are issued. And as far as the American system of education is concerned, they don't place premium on, what they call diploma, which is corporate certificate. They actually place premium on transcript. And they release also the transcript of Mr. Bola Tinubu. And they also said in testimony under the position that the person they are referring to is none other person than person who is sitting as the president of Federal Government of Nigeria. The misadventure of Chicago, let us Nigerians know, was to show that Mr. Bola Tinubu did not attend Chicago State University. Also to show that if anybody attended Chicago University is a female. When those are now filled, the argument they are saying is that the fonts and the character of the certificate has differed. that there was one front in 1990, there was one front in 2000. For me, the issue is, did Bola Tinubu, was he a student at Chicago University? Two of his classmates, one of them who contested student election with him, deposed to an affidavit, and yet you're asking him to switch your identity. What I think is done, and happily enough, in a matter of weeks, the Supreme Court will decide on their election petition. They are just saying these things because they are bad losers. The president is busy dealing with serious matters rather than irreverent comments and the argument ad absurdum by losers and perennial losers at election. So I wouldn't dignify such people with a response, and I wouldn't want the president, I wouldn't advise him to even think a bit about responding to them.
Let's head to Imo State, where the All Progressives Congress has flagged off its campaign in Owerri, the state capital, with the president reiterating his full support for the re-election bid of Governor Hope Uzodinma. President Bola Tinubu was represented by the Vice President Kashim Shettima at the event, which was also attended by the party's national chairman, Abdullahi Ganduje, APC governors and former governors of Imo State, Ikedio Hakim and Rochas Okorocha, among others.
It's a carnival of some sort as indigenes of Imo State, as well as supporters of the All Progressives Congress within and outside Imo State, converge on the Dan Anyam Stadium in Owerri, the Imo State capital. They are here for the campaign flag-off of the All Progressives Congress governorship candidate for the November 11 poll in the state, Governor Hope Uzodinma, and his running mate Chinyere Ekumaru. The prominent personalities arrive in a motorcade conveying the Vice President Kashim Shettima, the APC governorship candidate Hope Uzodinma, and his running mate Chinyere Ekumaru, APC National Chairman Abdullahi Ganduje, some APC governors and former governors and federal lawmakers. Taking their turns, the leaders speak on the need to re-elect Governor Hope Uzodinma for a second term in office, maintaining that there is no vacancy in the Imo government house.
The excitement in Imo State is palpable. I can see the joys in your faces. He has developed and performed in infrastructure. We see all the roads in Imo State.
You're going almost on the polls. We are not going to rest on our arse. We are still going to work from word to word and to every local government.
Yes.
Go and spread the news that Regain Hope is ready to take Imo to the next level.
Everything you can think of, Hope has brought hope, but to the great people of Imo State.
The national chairman of the APC says for the November 11 election, the only party Imo people should vote for is the APC.
Consolidation will lead to sustainability. Sustainability will lead to progress, and progress will lead to prosperity.
The APC governorship candidate promises to improve on his achievements in the first 4 years if re-elected.
I want to thank you for the support, and I want to assure you that I will not take your support for granted. I will improve on the performance. I will do better than I have done. And by the grace of God, we will have a new Imo State where equity, justice, transparency will be the order of the day.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is represented by the Vice President Kashim Shettima, reiterates the support of the Tinubu-led administration in ensuring the re-election bid of Governor Uzodinma.
I want to reiterate that the president is solidly 1,000% behind Governor Hope Uzodinma. We hold him in the highest esteem.
The flag has been handed over to the governor for his re-election.
Earlier, upon arrival, the Vice President and other important personalities paid a courtesy visit to the Chairman Imo State Council of Traditional Rulers and also commissioned a link road in Owerri North local government area of the state. With the election about 1 month away, Imo residents are hoping that the exercise will be peaceful.
Right, we're now joined by the Director of New Media, Imo Progressive Movement, Mr. Frank Nwete. Thank you for joining us on the program, Lunchtime Politics.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so you just saw that clip there. The Imo State campaign has already flagged off. The APC was in full swing there in Imo State, and they've promised to do better than they did in the last 4 years. Let me start by asking you, do you agree with this assertion?
There's no controversy about that. Let me tell you, but not have done that before. I was a core PDP member, and I fought the governor to stupor. I wrote, when I say fighting, there's nobody that does not know Frank Nwete how I fought the governor. But you know the funny thing, while I was fighting him, he was doing all manner of projects. In fact, somebody even came to thank me because of what I did, how I even fought the governor. Because I'm a journalist, I'm a broadcast journalist by profession, that made him to even work. He has done a lot of things that I had no choice than to join him. Since with all we did against you, you still made that time to do all this performance. There's no need then going on with the fight. Let's not join hands and move the step forward. So that's why I joined. So there's no controversy about the statement. If about performance, the governor has performed exceedingly well. When I say exceedingly well, and they are verifiable. All he has done, they are verifiable. There are no two ways about that.
Well, of course, the opposition will feel otherwise.
Of course. When you talk about the opposition, it is me. I am the opposition. If you even Google Frank Nwete, you see all I wrote. Over 500 articles against the governor in the past 3.5 years. I wrote. It's over 500 articles. You can Google Frank Nwete, you see it. But you see, the more you write, it was like what we were doing in the opposition. It was like a tonic to him. It motivated him to do work and to do more work. Trying to like bring us into shame with what he was doing. So what we now saw all he did, including my own road that leads me to my village, he's even doing it. It's a 46-kilometer road he's doing. So what I said, there's no need to continue with the fight than to join him and move the step forward.
All right, that's stated. So,
yes.
What's your view about this equity, charter of equity? That's
Super.
Right.
Super.
That allows for rotational governorship.
You know, well, let's start from 1988 democracy. In 1988 democracy, if you're comfortable with the politics of Imo State, Achikudewa, from Olu, well, we have 3 zones. For clarity's sake, we have Olu zone, we have Okigwe zone, we have Owerri zone. Where I come from Owerri zone. Unfortunately, in the past 24 years, no Owerri zone has tested the governorship. The only person that came close to was Emeke Hedioha, who actually won the 2019 election, who was declared by INEC to have won the election. But under 7 months, the Supreme Court removed him. So if you come to 1990, between 1999 and 2007, it was Achikudewa from Olu zone. Dr. Ike Hakim from Okigwe zone came. But under 4 years, he lost the election to Rochas, who is also from Olu zone. After Rochas, we now also have Hope Uzodimma. It has generated a lot of controversy, a lot of trouble. There's this agitation for rotational governorship. This one, of course, you know what poor means. The zone that has it, of course, there's this belief that they enjoy much more than other zones. So there's this agitation, there's this clamor that you should rotate. So some elders, our elders are bad elders.
Forgive me for cutting, but how feasible? I mean, we talk about power being taken. Yes,
not given.
It's not given.
Yes.
So whoever or whichever zone
with sound agreement
would definitely have to go out and
sound
make
agreement.
It count.
What are we talking about? Let everybody vote for, not because of the Charter of Equity, but because the government has performed well. Let's allow him another 4 years based on what he has done. Then after 4 years, we must get firm commitment from those of our brothers in Olu and Okigwe zone that they should allow us in the Owerri zone to have a taste of this governorship, at least for 4 years, which Okigwe zone have tasted. So that's where the Charter of Equity now comes. This said, I said, okay, let's not continue with this trouble. Part of what has been causing political problems, let me say, is because of this agitation for the rotational governorship. So, okay, let's bring the Charter of Equity. We'll start with the governor. To do your second term, complete your 8 years, your second term of 4 years. Complete it, then leave. Let an Owerri zone man now come. We have 18 registered political parties. Talking about what we talk about Owerri zone man, if it will be possible, we'll get Owerri zone people in the 18 political parties. Let the entire Imo, that have 27 local government, let them now make their choice, whom to vote for. Party notwithstanding. Whether you're in YPP, you're in PDP, you're in APC, you're in NABCA, it doesn't matter. But as long as you're a candidate of Owerri zone, they start short. That's what I talk about. And in Owerri zone, we have 9 local governments. And if in the 9 local governments, we have 4 federal constituencies of our health, the federal constituency, Abongo, Bala, over the federal constituency, they have one BK. And we talk about it from the federal constituency, all of them are in the governorship. But during the Babangida era of 1992, the man that was governor, late Chief Ivan and Wembe, so rest in peace, it's from BK. But that will not also stop them from contest, because we're talking about 1999 democracy. Let everybody, if we have what it takes to go on for governorship, come out and contest. Let Imolas make their choice.
So, which brings me to the next question. Of course, we talk about, you've talked about this clamor for a rotational governorship now. Of course, the governor, Hope Uzodinma, had stated several times, in the course of his serving the people of Imo State, that he's been confronted with the issue of attacks, security breaches and all whatnot. Do you think the electorate will have what it takes, or the zeal, to come out and cast their vote this time around? Because it appears the security situation in Imo State hasn't gotten any better.
Is it as worse as what we have in Borno State? Have there not been contesting elections in Borno State? Is it as worse as what we have in Yobe State? Since 2007, there will be returning governors in Borno State. So Imo State won't be different. But let me also tell you, the issue of insecurity is contrived. What I mean is it's a deliberate creation. Imo, what you answer is a land of heartland, land of hope. Initially, before we change to land of Eastern Heartland. We're very peaceful people. We're habitable people. We welcome foreigners. See, until now, it's about 3 years this security. And if you watch, it is centered mainly in Olu and Okigwe zone. Why? Go and find out why it is happening within those areas. Where I come from, which is in the center. It's not as if there have not been pockets of attacks. There have been pockets of attacks, but it's not as bad as you have in Yobe State, you have in Borno State. But they've gotten elections. That's why in the last election, I remember one of such elections, voters in IDP camps were also allowed to cast their votes. There are few or no IDP camps in Imo State. That means the election will hold. It will be peaceful. So if there are areas for whatever reason why of course, this is an offline election. And I listened to the police commissioner in Bayelsa State. He said they'll give him 27,000 policemen for the election. So in Bayelsa State, with 6 local governments, have 27,000 policemen. They move 27 local governments. We should have triple of that number. So I believe it's going to be peaceful. People are willing to vote, eager to vote, and vote for Hope Uzodinma. And it will happen. So for anybody that's telling you that vote will not hold, these are people that are afraid of facing the governor. It's as simple as ABCD. You cannot look at, because if the governor, there's nothing the governor have not done to stop this. He has even begged, has pleaded with people, say, what are your grievances? Come, talk to me, let us agree. During the time of Rocha Sokolocha, there was also this issue of bankruptcy. He pleaded with them. What do you want? Hand over your arms, let's say to this. Of course, he granted the mandate. They came out in the 100, they handed over the arms. This station showed it. It was on this Chinese television station. So that this government has also pleaded, what is your grievances? There's nothing that cannot be settled on earth. Tell me what you want. We'll agree, we'll ship ground. You say you want 3 of these papers. I say, okay, I can get 2. Please, you can bid. Okay, take 2 for now. Within the next 2, 3, 4, you can get more. But they've not really come forth. But so far, the government is doing his best to make sure that the issue of this insecurity, which is conserved, like I said, there is a deliberate creation, is nipped in the bud. But for the rest of it, it will hold. Okay, so let's talk about your organization, the Imo Progressive Movement, or shall I say your body, which is set to inaugurate a new leadership. Now, how prepared are these leaders, ready to serve the people of Imo State? It's not even about leaders. It's IPM, the Imo Progressive Movement. We have about 7,000 registered members. In fact, when it was as if we were making mad, there's a little doubt about it. We had to publish the names with full numbers in newspapers. Google it, I'll give the number of paper. You see 7,000 registered members. Imo States have 27 local governments. We have about 200 members. They are driving the re-election bid of the governor. That's why people tell it is the largest Governor Hope Uzodinma re-election support group in Imo State. It's unprecedented. It has never happened in the history of Imo State that a governor going for re-election will have such an unprecedented. What, of course, Channel Television will come to community society. You will see what will happen. People on their own are begging to join, and the door is wide open for everybody. There are no restrictions. Once you believe in what the governor has done, you believe in the governor's ability to do more, which of course you had him promise that he's going to do more. And like I told you, there are a lot of things he has done. Plenty of things. If we begin to read them out, time will not be enough to. Time will definitely not be enough. Yes, and we'll definitely have to end it there. But there's no way we can finish this program without mentioning 1 or 2. Before now, if we really don't have much time. I want to talk about Okigwe Road. Just that one? Yes, just that one. Until now, you cannot, it will take you, a journey that now takes you like 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes to come from Okigwe to Wole. You used to take about 3 to 4 hours. The road was so bad that people now drive to Mahia to access Okigwe. We'll definitely leave it at that. We'll definitely leave it at that. Mr. Frank Mwete, thank you for your thoughts on the program Lunchtime Politics. Thank you for having me.
The impeachment plot against the Ondo State Deputy Governor may have hit a brick wall as the Chief Judge of Ondo State, Justice Olusegun Odushola, has stepped down the process of setting up a 7-man panel to investigate allegations of gross misconduct leveled against the Deputy Governor, Lucky Aiyedatiwa. The State Assembly had written the Chief Judge asking him to constitute the panel in line with Section 188 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. But the Chief Justice, in a letter to the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Right Honourable Oladiji Olamide, dated October the 6th this year, cited Section 2873 of the Constitution as the reason why he cannot act on the letter from the House. Justice Odushola said he was barred from performing the function by an order of a federal high court. The State House of Assembly had directed the Chief Judge to set up the panel to probe the embattled Deputy Governor of the state within 7 days, but that has now been halted. Right, so join us for an update on this matter is Barrister Ige Ashimudara. Thanks for joining us on the program, Lunchtime Politics.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so let's start off quickly. The Chief Judge of Ondo State has already stepped down the process of setting up that 7-man panel to investigate the allegations of gross misconduct leveled against the state deputy governor owing to an interim injunction by the Federal High Court. What led to this? Can we start with that?
Yes, already it's in the public domain what led to this. You recall that some days ago, there was an order by the Federal High Court by my Lord Home Justice Emeka Onwite of the Federal High Court of Abuja Division, restraining the House of Assembly, the Ondo State House of Assembly, from proceeding with the impeachment plan. And that order also, the fourth order in that body of orders, is particularly directed at the Chief Judge of Ondo State, my Lord Honorable Justice Odushola. Now, my Lord, upon being served that order, has a duty under the law to abide by the order of the Honorable Court. First, the order is directed at his office. Secondly, he is a party to that suit because he was cited as a defendant to that suit. So, to that extent, that the Chief Judge of the state, it is good that the learned Lord was honorable enough to respect the order of a court. And as he emphasized in the correspondence that he sent to the Speaker of the House of Assembly, he said he's not oblivious of the provision of Section one of them is the law that he has to obey all orders validly given. So that was what led to it. My Lord had to obey the order of Lord Honorable Justice Wite.
All right, so can you tell us what is the next line of action right about now? Going forward, especially for the Deputy Governor.
The next line of action is as it is today, the process, I won't say it's dead, but it's on hibernation because it has to go to sleep because there's a pending suit. My Lord expressed the fact that unless and until that decision by my Lord, the Honorable Justice Wite at Federal Court Abuja is set aside, there's nothing we can do about it. But I will also say that process, like I've said before, is like a moving train. Once it starts, you don't stop it until it ends. Now that there's an order of court that has stopped it even before it took off, if for any reason the House of Assembly still believe that they want to bring an
all right, well, definitely.
After the judgment of court has been set aside.
All right, we'll definitely leave it at that. Barrister Ige Ashimudara, legal practitioner.
is as much as dead. It's as much as dead as this of hibernation.
We'll leave it at that, Barrister Ige Ashimudara, legal practitioner. Thank you for joining us on the program, Lunchtime Politics.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Let's move on to Bayelsa State, where Governor Doye Idiri insists that he is not at loggerheads with the APC as a party, but against the character of its governorship candidate. Governor Idiri urged the people of Bayelsa to come out en masse and vote for the PDP in the November governorship election, while canvassing for votes in Ogbia local government area. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has challenged African leaders to find homegrown solutions to the myriad of problems confronting the African continent. Chief Obasanjo made this known while addressing a delegation of students and youth across African countries at the Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library, Abeokuta in Ogun State. The delegation, which included students leaders from the Ethiopia and the Tigray region, was led by the president of All Africa Students Union, Osisiogo Osikei. The former president noted that so many things were wrong with the continent, urging African leaders to study the peculiarities of its people in designing and implementing workable homegrown solutions.
AU decided that as our continental organization, they should not continue to hold hands while there's war raging or where there's fire burning in any of our countries. Then they decided to appoint what they call high representative. I don't know what is high about representative. But they decided to appoint a high representative for the Horn of Africa. Not only that, all the leaders of the Horn of Africa supported the AU in seeking peace, in promoting peace, security, stability, and enduring and sustainable development in the whole of the Horn of Africa.
Ahead of the commencement of its statewide campaign in Kogi State, which commences today, the African Democratic Congress, ADC, is asking the federal government and the electoral body, INEC, that's the Independent National Electoral Commission, to provide a level playing ground for all candidates. Speaking in Lokoja, the capital of Kogi State, the Director General of the Leke Abejide Campaign Organization, Mr. Shalaujo, says, apart from the provision of a level playing ground, there is a need for adequate security in the state in order to ensure a peaceful poll. I will draw the curtain on the program Lunchtime Politics. Many thanks for watching. I'm Ayotunde Balogun.